Hello, and how do you do? My name is Squid Prince, and today I have a game for you. I was playing this man, Nero0220, the other day, and we were just, like battling. He challenged me, so we just kept battling. And then he offered me a challenge, an Ubers match. Now, I have never played Ubers before. I don't know, it never appealed to me. Now, I figured, alright, I need to just grab a bunch of guys, so I figured, let me bring my rain team. Let me see how they will upstand to an Uber and legendary standard. Now, it was actually pretty interesting, and I made a couple switches to my team prior to this match, and this was like a pretty good way to test it out. And I was impressed with how my team performed. So let me show you what's up. Now, I'm going to lead with Scissor. I thought he would lead with anything else but Blaziken, so I just left him in there to get fried. So my main rain setter is out, and now I'm kind of in a pickle. So I go into my Rhyperior. He goes for a high jump kick. It doesn't even do 50% because I'm fully defensive, and that solid rock ability is oh so useful. Now I end up going for a Rock Blast because I thought he would predict the Earthquake and go into the Giratina Origin. And I've watched Uber matches by other Poketubers before, and I think Giratina is mostly like a defensive or especially defensive. But, seeing how much damage that did, he's most likely defensive, I'd assume. So I end up bringing in my Florges because I know he's Dragon type, thinking that maybe he'd go for a Dragon move of some sort. But he ends up just going for a Shadow Force. I just go to Wish Up. And now I'm expecting, well, I'm going to assume that he thought I was going to Wish Pass into my Rhyperior. So he went for a Draco. However, I am Fairy, so I am immune to that. And he ends up bringing the Blaziken in on a switch as I go for a Dazzling Gleam and take it out. And I was actually, I was very fortunate because he's not running Speed Boost on his Blaziken, because those things can just tear through pretty much anything. He ends up going for a T-Wave, but I do get off my rain. I don't have the damp rock, so I'm only there for 5 turns. So I switch in my Rhyperior, so that pretty much as a sacrifice, and I bring in my Tornadus now. I am running a Specs Hurricane, so this thing does like incredible amounts of damage. So I am also running max speed. So Valtar goes down without a problem. He brings in the Dialga, and even a resisted hit, I was surprised that it did that much. And then he hits himself in confusion. The rain stops, and I know Hurricane's accuracy is not incredible, so I figure I'm just gonna risk it. It's Ubers. I need to get myself out of this pickle, so I end up hitting the Kyurem White with a Hurricane, and then he switches out because he gets confused. He brings in the Giratina Origin, and I end up taking that out on the switch. So now he ends up bringing the Kyurem White, and I do outspeed him as well. I don't know what Kyurem's base speed is. And I end up getting a crit, which doesn't matter because it did more than 50% the first time. And then you had to expect it. I wasn't going to hit every Hurricane. So I end up missing. I live a Moonblast. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I end up missing another Hurricane. So the Wrath of Tornadus, yes, the Wrath of Tornadus had ended. Now, I end up bringing in the Mega Manetrite because I know Xerneas and Veltar, I think their base speed is 91. But then he goes for Aromatherapy, and I'm assuming that was a misclick as well, because I didn't understand that. Nobody had anything wrong with them in status-wise. So he ends up going for a Moonblast, and I end up living one. But I go for a Flamethrower expecting a switch, and the Xerneas was low enough where anything could have taken it out regardless. So I end up Volt Switching after that into the Florges, take the Ice Beam, and now I'm free to just go for Dazzling Gleams. But he ends up going for Blizzard. I just realized now he's carrying Ice Beam and Blizzard. That seems a little peculiar. I don't know what any kind of set on an Uber would be, because I don't play it. But I end up going for a Dazzling Gleam, and end up taking out the Dialga. And now all that's left is his Xerneas with 9%. I end up living his Moonblast. Power Hacks does not get me in its grasp of paralysis, and I end up taking him down with a Dazzling Gleam. And that is the story of how my Rain team had somehow band together and conquered an Uber's team. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll catch you later. Bye.